This is Justin Pulliam. I have a quick update tonight to share with you about something out of Montgomery County, Texas. That's just north of Houston. Conroe is the county seat. You also have the Woodlands, the town of Montgomery, Willis, etc. So that's also where News Now Patrick lives, and it's where News Now Patrick has been going around for the past year or so, terrorizing people. He doesn't have an actual scanner. What he has is an old police radio that a sub gave him, and he takes that radio and he terrorizes the police, terrorizes the neighborhoods, and then while he's on scene, he'll actually flaunt this radio in front of everyone, including the police. So you'll give me ones if you can see in here. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Florida 361 Robert Charles Victor 361 Robert Charles Victor. Sorry. Hey. I'm around the 2200 block of 3rd Street on Mail, Morgan Street, flashlight shining in the residence.
Everything's working here in the stream. So Montgomery County, Texas, radio, and Conroe's already been silent. Now the rest of the county is silent. I heard this from a radio scanner guy. Got in touch with me. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for being here, Desert Goat. Welcome. That Montgomery County, Texas. Now you don't know what the police are doing. And in Conroe, well, let me get into some of the things that I saw about this. We'll start off with this Reddit thread. And it looks like this has actually been a few months in the making, and it's a shame that, you know, people who purport to be for police accountability and go around all day using the radio would not do anything about this. Nevertheless, they say that it somewhat has to do with redoing their record rotation deal, but they encrypted all of the dispatch channels for the sheriff's office. They say, according to the Montgomery County Police Reporter, the media will not be given any access to their radio system, period. The media has relied on dispatch audio to know the location of wrecks and where violent crimes were occurring, but are now going to solely rely on press releases from Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, which can take several hours and even days to be released. Rand Henderson, that's the sheriff, states that they have caught people using scanner apps or to get away from chases and to know to flee when robbing a home or ATM, but no actual evidence has been produced regarding this. The commissioners blindly agreed to encryption since they have no clue what it is, so it's going to be very hard to reverse that decision. This commenter says, I'm sort of biased since I'm the media, but this is very frustrating. Most local media has a very good relations with MCSO, so this is very agitating and difficult decision. Conroe Police encrypted several years ago. Okay, and this is the outcome from them encrypting. And slowly began to decrease press releases and stopped releasing crime logs altogether a few years back. The decision to encrypt is showing a bunch of red flags. So basically what happens is the police are going more and more to the dark, and as they're able to hide, they do hide. The police want to hide as they attack the people. And good cop, bad cop, good cop, whatever a good cop is, if you work for an agency that is encrypted, I can't trust you. I don't know how the people could trust you, but if you're so scared that you have to hide your communications because you might be breaking the law, or you might be violating people's rights, or you're doing things that people will think is bad, guess what? I just automatically assume that what you're doing is bad. And I hope the people will join me and assuming that if the government has to hide and we have a secret police, it's because they're bad cops. I would never move into Montgomery County with this in place. If they're hiding, they're bad. If they're hiding, they're bad. The only way I might somewhat try to trust a police agency is when I know what they are doing day in and day out. I go, okay, maybe a lot of what they're doing is okay. But when they're in the dark, 100% government criminals. Government criminals in Montgomery County. Conroe is just a mess, and you can, if you want to research the Conroe police chief, the old one, read about how he cries when he got kicked out of the ENT doctor. You can read about how he got fired after they covered up other police officers in the county doing domestic violence. You can read all sorts of how bad Conroe is, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So now that the county's in the dark, I mean, it's just going to be more and more tyranny, and the state government requires that within 30 days they report to the attorney general when they shoot someone. And that's about the extent of what they have to report. The encryption went into place this morning, I think at around 8:30. Encrypted, boom, no more. Now, they made the allegation that people were committing crimes and listening to the police radio. Now, first of all, the police radio is broadcast at high power. Those waves are bombarding me. The Montgomery County traffic is broadcast even where I am. It's bombarding me with radiation. I am being bombarded with radiation right now as we speak that I can't even access. It's a crime to access. The government is bombarding me, is beaming me with energy, and they're saying it's a crime if I access it now. That's how effed up things are in America. They can beam you and then say, well, you cannot listen to what we're beaming you with. I'll tell you another, and y'all can look this up. I'm sure there's stories online. Conroe Police, we want to talk about using police radios to commit crimes. Conroe police officer, this is probably about 10 years ago. Now, this was before they were even encrypted. A Conroe police officer worked as an extra job. You know, extra job, that's where the government criminals don't make enough money out of our paychecks, so they get around being licensed security people because they're preferred crony police officer. And thank you everyone who hit the thumbs up button. So they get around this having to get security training because they're a crony police officer, and they work these extra jobs. So this guy worked an extra job at the bank. Well, one weekend, he was just like, oh, I'm gonna effing rob the bank. So he went in and robbed the bank, and he used the department issued radio in the commission of his crime. So, and actually he's, and criminals are dumb, and government criminals are even dumber, right? So some of the employees thought like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the cop who's our extra job security. Yeah, there you go. The extra job, the guy who's supposed to make those people safe was the one terrorizing them that day. So between that and then every time you turn on your radio, it affiliates with the system. And so that's one way maybe you could track News Now Patrick. But anyways, they saw that he affiliated his radio with the radio system around the commission of the crime. So we want to talk about radios being used to commit crimes in Montgomery County. That is the one and only documented example of evidence of someone using a police radio to commit a crime in Montgomery County, Texas, and it was a cop. It was a government criminal. It was a government criminal. So then you have to wonder, well, hey, maybe there are any YouTubers who do a lot of scam audit videos in Montgomery County. Have they said anything about this? Have they done anything about this? Will they do anything about this? Have they even told you about this? And if not, you have to, well, I would question, what is that person's real agenda? Is that person really about police accountability, government accountability, or is it about clicks, views, and lots of money? Lots of money. So we have a petition here. Let's see who made this petition. It looks like it says Jack Paler made this petition. Oops, if y'all can see it now, you can see it. Jack Paler made this petition, and I will put it in the comments here. If I can find the comments right here, there we go. Okay. A reverse decision to encrypt Montgomery County Sheriff's Office dispatch from the public. On May 3rd, 2021, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office under Sheriff Rand Henderson are encrypting their primary dispatch channels. This move comes in response to violence towards police and eavesdropping by the public on calls. Encryption of radio traffic does help keep the wrong ears out, but makes it impossible for the media to break stories such as manhunts or shootings. The citizens of Montgomery County are going to have to be 100% reliant on the Sheriff's Office to provide breaking news and emergencies and other public safety events. There's obviously very little logic that has been put into this operating move. The Harris County Sheriff's Office has about 95% of their channels unencrypted. And as most of you probably know, Harris County has many more complex and violent crimes when compared to Montgomery County. All the Harris County constables have their dispatch channels in the clear for both the media and the public to listen to. By signing this petition, you could actually be making a difference in government transparency, unlike those petitions you have probably signed for national level issues, which makes almost no difference. And I don't know who Jack is, but God bless you, Jack, for calling this out. I mean, is that not a great activism point right here? All these people freaking out on what they hear on the MSNBC and the Fox News and all of that. Oh, what is Biden doing? What is Pelosi? Doesn't make a damn. Guys, y'all can't affect what Biden's doing. You just don't have an impact on it, but you do have an impact about what happens at home, and Jack gets it, and I'm going to have to meet Jack because what a brilliant, bright man to understand this, and only if y'all can understand this and start getting involved where you live at home and not going bouncing all over the place, finding activism goals at home and accomplishing them. So again, let me post this link in case y'all want to sign that. I'm sure it would make Jack stay if he met his 100-person goal overnight. And I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Can't we do it? Can we help Jack meet his goal? Can we help Jack meet his goal? So what else do we have here? Yeah. Montgomery County, Texas, home of News Now Patrick, running around with the old police radio. And now it is in the dark. It is in the dark. It is encrypted. The people don't know what's going on. Not too good. Not too good. Not too good. What do y'all think about this? Let's hear in the chat. What do you think about this new move by Montgomery County, Texas? And do you think any other of the YouTubers will do anything about this? It's expensive to do this stuff. That's why everyone has to stay involved locally. You can't expect someone else to do it for you. You can't expect the fake news to do it for you. And thanks for signing it, Jerry. And yeah, I just I know that this is gonna come in more places across the country. So I want y'all to be aware of this dirty government administrator, government criminal tactic, so they can violate the public, operate in the dark without transparency. We're not a government for the people, by the people anymore. We're slaves for government master. And you've all got to start taking action before it's too late. All